this thing is really not running well right now. Saying cylinder contribution test says it's cylinders 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are not firing correctly. It used to just be 1, 3, and 5, and sometimes just 1 and 3, but now it's getting worse as I run it longer. It's pretty bad. To think that just 5 minutes ago it ran perfectly, now it's suddenly not. Okay, so here we are again with this truck running. It might sound like it's running pretty good, but it's not. You can see our oil pressure is running at 600. If I speed it up, it goes up fine. You can see it's definitely got oil pressure, but it's definitely hammering and cackling. My stick shift lever is vibrating like crazy because it's running rough. That's not the way it should be. At this point, the whole truck is really vibrating pretty bad, and that should be running very smooth from what it used to be, at least. I think I'm down about 2 cylinders right now. And it speeds up pretty slow. It doesn't sound real good. So it's just a matter of time before it knocks off another cylinder or two and starts running worse and worse. That's pretty much pedal to the floor. It's very slow in response. The crazy thing is I'm getting 0 codes and no check engine light. I've got good fuel pressure, good oil pressure. I just don't see where I got a problem at. I don't have bad injectors and I don't have bad wiring to the injectors. I do a buzz test, it passed the buzz test just fine. I'm just very confused where my issue is at here. Okay folks, so what I'm doing here is I am just going through wiring, trying to figure out what's what everywhere. This is kind of the connector that we're dealing with. This is for an O2. I think my dad has stole the tractor out there, it sounds like. So right here, this is the IDM connector, this is the PCU connector. So I'm checking those pins right there, 48, 95, and 96 with 4, 17, and 16. And you can see that is the connector numbers. It's not real great quality, but these pins out here, that's not exactly for a 2002. I'm not sure what that's for exactly, so the numbers are correct. And this is for the IDM harness. That's the correct numbers there. So what I'm doing here, I already stalled it for good. So I have the PCM disconnected right there, the IDM right there, and I have a light right here to load test them, because just because they make connection on my voltmeter doesn't mean they're actually going to make connection and pull a load. So I have one side of the light hooked up to the battery post, the other side is hooked up to a ground wire right here. I have a pin in that to go down to my PCM wiring harness. That pin's probably not real heavy to do this kind of stuff with, but it's working to load test stuff. And that goes to the ground side. And so I can stick that in one side of the PCM and come down here with another pigtail going to the ground and supply ground directly to that to test wires and see if it will create a load. And so far all those have tested out fine, so those are not my problem. I've also tested out grounds on each one. Like down here it's case ground, and up here 26 is ground as well. That one is 25. So I'm not sure which all I have to check yet, but I'm just gonna keep checking things out and see what happens. Alright folks, so I pulled the injectors out. This is number 1 injector. And as you can see, that doesn't look right. Well, here's the washer, the sealing washer on the bottom, and it was broken and allowing air to push it through there. You can see right there, you can see that O-ring is now cut as well. So basically it was allowing air to push up from that cylinder into the fuel system up in this port here. Fuel runs through here, oil runs in here. And basically pushing the air out of the head to where the rest of the injectors here would starve for fuel as well and keep knocking off my injectors one at a time. So we should be able to put this thing back together with new seals, and if this injector is still good and not destroyed from possibly carbon getting in there, we should have it running again.